Alright, so this is going to be my umpteenth attempt at this video. We're going into part 3 of Jack's house because I ran out of time in the last video. I really didn't draw fast enough. So we're going into part 3 and we're going to draw Jack running away from home. We started it in the last video, but he's way, way, way too large. He's disproportionately large to the other bunnies, so we're going to start again. Okay, and what I've done, I have it somewhat started here. I took the little bunny and I kind of measured him a little bit against this piece of paper. So what I want, instead of ginormous Jack running away, this huge, monstrous, ginormous Jack running away, is someone who's slightly bigger, because he's in the foreground, he's in front, but not too much bigger, where he looks like a, monster. He's Godzilla of bunnies. So what I did was, there's how tall Jack should be, and I measured it once again I measured it against a bunny. We've got how tall Jack should be, and where his feet should be on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. I've got two lines. Let me just draw them. There they go. Then I went ahead. Keep in mind, I've had to do this several times. Oh, by the way, hi. I've done this several times, so I've got this laid out already. A little bit of it. We're going to draw a circle for his head. A circle for his eye. And notice it's not right in the center. It's down a little bit. It's down into the front just a little bit. But it's okay. It doesn't really matter. I'm sharpen. Do I have another pencil? Because I don't like this one. I'm going to sharpen it. As an aside, Jack is actually the character I feel closest to. He's an angry little bunny because he was brought up being belittled and humiliated and poked at and not feeling really loved. He's always wrong. There's always a little group of rabbits who stick together and exclude him. And I'll show you what happens in my idea in the book. And we're kind of leaving some of this out. But in this illustration where Jack is running away, we're not going to duplicate this, but he's running away from home. He has a circle in the middle of his head. And it's where he gets poked by the only adult he knows. The adult throws a jacket at him, put it on, and then ends up, at him. You, and then pokes him in the head. And, this happens in reality with people who are abused. Belittle, whack. And so I left this little circle as a reminder to the reader or the writer or whoever is using the book. But I've decided it's a little bit convoluted to keep having this little circle in the middle of his head throughout the story, so we're just alleviating it. What Jack does anyway is he carries the anger of the situation with him wherever he goes, having to put on this anger. It's in his heart now because he was mistreated. And he carries it, what people tend to do when they're angry, when they're mistreated, is two things. They fight or flight. And instead of constantly fighting with all the other rabbits who are mistreating him, he just leaves. He just leaves. And he tries to set up his own life. And in my story, I'm jumping around. In my story, he ends up meeting other characters, and he beats one of them up because that's what he knows. You're angry and you're frustrated, you can't convey your message, you hit somebody. Bullying and belittling doesn't teach anyone anything. It doesn't teach a bunny how, a child or a bunny or a grown-up how to be better at whatever, be a better person. It just is abuse. That's all it is. And then that abuse turns a heart sour, and you don't know what to do. So you think, this is what I know, this is what everyone knows, and that's not true. Let me turn on the light. There we go. A little bit more light here. So Jack has gone out into the world, and his heart is soured for now. He ends up meeting characters in the end who try and help him. They weren't brought up this way, so they try and help him by listening and being understanding. So, but right now we've got Jack running away from home. So we've got this circle. We're going to draw his hoodie, which is going to be a line. Oops. It's just kind of going to come up over his head a little bit, like this. You don't have to do the exact lines. It's okay. We're going to do this again in pen and ink, don't forget. So right now we're just kind of sketching it out. His face, however, his head, there's his forehead, a line right there. Whoops, sorry, a line right there. We're going to come down. This will help define his face better. The line comes down right around his eye, and then his nose. We're just going to draw a line for a nose right now, right there. I know it's hard to see, but we'll fix it in a little bit. We're going to take that eye, that round eye, and we're going to draw a line coming down because he's mad. He's angry, he's hurt, he's scared, which translates to mad, so he's mad. We're going to draw his body, which is not going to be defined. There's his back. It's going to be up a little bit higher than his nose. And we're going to come around to his chest. This is his hoodie. It's coming down to his chest. And then the sweatshirt at the bottom, his tummy. We're going to draw two paws. And again, they're just ovals. Kind of looks like he's doing this right now, like, ooh. But it's okay. We'll get the message across that he's running. Maybe we'll change our mind on that particular paw and have it come out this way. Yeah, now he looks a little bit more like he's running. So you've got the two ovals. Okay. And then you've got his tail. So try and feel where his bum might be. And the tail is going to be sticking up, because rabbits do that when they're scared and they're running. The tail goes up. Now we're going to have dust clouds coming off. Oops. And a cloud of dust. Now when we drew clouds the other day, it was the same look. It was the same look. Just a bunch of partial, sorry, what am I thinking of? Just like an arch, and an arch, and an arch, and an arch. Or C's, upside down C's. Just a whole bunch of them in different sizes. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now because we're going to get into the ink work. Let's grab our big pen, our big fat pen. That went quickly. Let's draw the top of the hoodie. Okay? Let's draw the hoodie. Remember, it's encasing his ears, so it has to be a little bit big. We're going to come down on his forehead just a little bit. It's going to look a little weird, but it's okay. Right now it looks like a hat that a woman would wear in Henry VIII's time. It's okay. I made a little indent there where his neck would be, and then his shoulder. We're going to do the back. Whoop. We're going to do the tummy. Whoop. Okay. I'm going to tackle his forehead right there. There's his forehead. It's just one line. Then his eyeball comes down like that. Or his eye socket, rather. Right there. His nose, boink. His little nose, or the roof of his nose, the bridge of his nose, and then his actual nose, which is that line there. Let's try the eye. He's angry, so his brow comes down like that. And then the half circle, which is his eye. Okay. Now let's do his paws. And I like to do them in broken lines instead of solid lines, but you do what you like. Okay? We've got a line for his paw, and then broken lines. Just like that. Then his chest, connecting them. Okay. We're probably going to do some more work on his face. I'm not sure. Let's tackle his tail, though. And his tail is going to be nothing more than a few lines going around. Because it's just fuzzy. It's a fuzzy bunny tail. Like that. Now, I didn't intend to make those lines so long, but again, it's okay. This is not a big deal. Now we're going to draw, I drew some lines for the, where dust is being kicked up because he's running. Coming off his body. Dust is coming up. See those lines? Means he's running fast. So I'm going to do that. But in the broken line fashion, because it's all dust. Just like that. I'm going to follow my next line. Just like that. Oh, it's raining again. No wonder I pooped out today. I slept for a couple of hours today. Now I know why. Whenever it's going to rain, I get sleepy. So it's just a line and a bunch of dots. One more. I have one more. You do what you like. Yeah. Now it looks like he's running. But we're going to tackle the cloud of dust. And with that, we're going to take our smaller pen, and I want to show you in the original illustration. We did this with clouds in a couple of different projects. A kite flying project and a boat project, where we drew clouds. And the clouds were kind of broken lines, using the thinner pen. So we're going to do the same thing here. Broken lines, broken arches. Can you see that? Let me erase it so you can see it. Just dots and dashes. Okay. Golly, that's all it is. Dots and dashes. More dots and dashes. More dots and dashes. Sometimes my arches go funny, but I don't worry about it. More dots and dashes. There we go. So now I got a cloud of dust. I'm going to add some dust particles, the idea of dust particles, and they're just going to be little squares like that. Just little squares. So it could be rock, could be paper, but we know that it's dust. Hey, bugs. I just added them randomly. Don't worry about where. There's the dust. I think I'm going to add larger particles of dust using my big pen. Oh, it's been so stormy. Using my big pen, I'm just putting in little dots here and there. You see? Just little black dots here and there with the squares. Okay. Not too many. Maybe I'll put one or two in it. Small pen. Because he's really kicking up dust. It looks like a sprinkle cake. There we go. Alright, and we're going to put lines in his eyes like we have 100 times now, or a few. Just lines darkening his eyes. Okay. Alright, I'm going to erase a little bit. Oh, you know what I forgot? His chin. Before I get rid of that line, I think I want to add a line for his chin. And it'll just be lined down like this, coming out of the sweatshirt. I want to try something though really quick. Yeah, he looks like a football player when I do that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to... Wait a minute. Let me think about this for a sec. He doesn't have a mouth. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, I think we're going to add just a little bit of a mouth. So make a line in the kind of in the middle of the nose, but to the side. Then you'll make a curvy line over there. And a curvy line coming up. Or not coming up, but at least a curvy line, like a backwards lazy J almost. Now he's got a mouth. Take our big fat pen, line down the middle, and I'm not really drawing the line, I just dotted. I'm going to show you, see? Oops, sorry. This light is really bad. I just dotted it. Big fat dots. And that's good enough. Ooh! Erasing a little bit. Ooh! Okay. Now let's cut him out. Let's cut Jack out. So I used to do this a lot more, like flee, but I would flee out of absolute fear of confrontation or being challenged. I think I've gotten better at fleeing or just leaving understanding that I'm leaving a situation or figuring out when a situation is just no win and it's best for me to go instead of just being so scared all the time like Jack is. I also almost kind of know when to fight. I don't always get it right, but I've tried to learn to stand up for myself. Doesn't mean it always goes my way. I'm in a situation right now where I'm dealing with somebody who's angry and a bully, and I'll never win. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. But, you know, a while ago I would have just run away. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of a line, a dotted line for his paw. Just a dotted line for his paw. In other illustrations, I have the sweatshirt more detailed, but for this one, we're just going to do this. Okay? too. We're going to make the little path where he runs away. Yeah, that's still large. He's still very large, but it's okay. He's in the forefront of our picture anyway. That hood looks wrong. We'll stick with it. Or, you know what? Maybe we can change it. Let's see if we can change it. Because right now it really looks like a helmet. It was dumb. That was my fault, not yours. Tell you what, let's cut that black line out. Really, this was my fault, not yours. You did fine. We're just going to cut that black line off, and we're going to redo this. Because the hoodie, you should be able to see Jack's face through the paper. If not, try and kind of figure out where it is and just make a little hole where his head is, his face is. It'll be okay. Okay, not really a hole for his face. I'm going to mess that up too. But again, it's okay. We'll get it. Okay, what did I do wrong? A hoodie has a point to it. It has a corner. And I didn't give it the corner that it normally has. There we go. I made it one big helmet. Okay, that's closer. It's a little bit closer. I'll go back to my original illustration. Let's see. It puts on the hoodie and starts running. I think that's a little bit better. Try and follow along with me. Just play along. So it's basically a square coming down, coming around his face to this shoulder. Okay? Hopefully this will work out all right. Not, the world won't end. It'll be okay. Why don't we come... Yeah, I think we'll still stick to it being kind of a square. So we've got the little line there. The next line is kind of at a tilt upwards, because hoodies do that. Up like that. So it's a square, but it's an odd shaped square. And kind of coming down. It's a hood. It's a hoodie. It still looks weird. It's alright. Why don't we draw the hoodie coming around his face? Okay. I'm sorry, this part's very confusing because I messed up. But I'm just going to start cutting it out. If you can follow my lines, it'll work out, hopefully. Or it won't. Kind of rounded that. I didn't make the edge, the corner of the hoodie too sharp. I made it a little round. Cutting it out now, coming down. I gotta cut out that around his face. Now let's check it out. Oh, that makes far more sense now. Or a little bit more sense now. That looks a little bit more like a hoodie. Maybe we could have brought this line up a little bit. In fact, why don't we try that? If you're feeling bold enough, we'll try it. How's that? think I'm just going to draw a line up like that. Okay. So I'm going to cut that little corner off, and I do want to round that point because it's fabric, so it shouldn't be too sharp. So I'm doing that. I know, this is ridiculous. I keep fixing things, but it is all fixable, and it doesn't really matter anyway. Yeah, slightly more hoodie-ish, and we're back to a helmet. Let's stick with this. Not quite as bad as the helmet we originally had you draw. But let's just move on, shall we? I'm going to cut some of the original hoodie off. Kind of glue. Ugh, mine is fitting around his face, too funny. If you could see me, I'm smiling. I'm laughing at myself because I do these things. All right, I'm going to glue it on now. Kind of get an idea how this is going to fit together. The lines don't exactly match up, but it's okay. I think I'm going to call these videos, like I said before in the last video, I think I'm just going to start calling them, It's Okay. Alright, so I glued it on. It's a little bit more hoodie-ish, not terribly so. I tell you what, let's indicate that this is an actual hoodie by maybe putting a little zipper pull right there. And the zipper pull is just a circle with a triangle under it, or more of a rectangle triangle, like a combination of the two like that. Let's see if this works. Let's take this pen, the fat pen, draw the circle. We want this at an angle because he's running. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Meh, it's okay. Doesn't matter. Let's get a zipper pull. What if we put... Tell this is so well planned out. That kind of does make more sense. You can do this if you want to. We're gonna make it clear, try and make it clear that this is a hoodie. So I'm gonna put a triangle coming down from his neck down to the zipper. It's gonna stick out a little bit over here because of the shoulder and he has his head turned. And then I'm gonna have a zipper down to the front, although now it looks like a onesie, but it's okay. So yeah, the seam or the zipper coming down the front is right down the middle of his chest. All right, there we are. Let's move on. Let's make a couple of paper rolls to help hold it. These are going to be bigger, a little bit bigger than the last one, so I just cut off the whole bottom or the side of a page. Kind of eyeballed it as to how big we needed it. This time I'm not going to use my pen because we need it wider and we need it heavier to help hold it. So I'm going to do that. Put some glue on. Roll the paper up. That's a mess. That's okay. There. Roll that paper up, and then do it again. We're going to make two for this guy. This one I might want to make a little bit thinner. I'm going to make sure the bottom is kind of flat so this thing stands up. This is a little uneven. I've got one side skinny, the other one a little bit fatter, but again, okay. Let's put on the really fat one first. It's going to go back here in the dust cloud. So put on a little bit of glue, not too much, so the paper doesn't wrinkle. We want it, it's got to be able to stand up with that. So some of it is going to show. Some of it's going to show on the bottom. Like that. Okay. I'm going to glue right here. We're going to glue this to the back of his head and torso. So well planned out. Look at this. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. It's okay. It's not the greatest I've ever done, but it's okay. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. The paper's kind of bendy, bending forward. We could always cut that that paw off and lift it up so he's running a little bit easier, but I'm just going to leave it. All right, so now let's make a path from the house that he's running on, okay? This is going to take up a little bit of paper, but I have so much left over from drawing Jack running away. We're just going to let's draw a curvy path, like that. Kind of like an S, okay? We're going to have it thin where the bunnies come off the, they come down the ramp. A little bit wider where it hits the road. I'm rethinking something. You know what? Let's get a new piece of paper. Scrap that idea. Boy, there's a lot of changing. But what we have to do is not get upset while we're recalibrating our ideas and get frustrated. Just go along with it. Sometimes that's hard. But what we're going to do is we're going to redraw that curviness. Ready? Can you see it? Coming from the bunny hatch, because they run down, so this is going to be dirt. We're just going to make it a little bit bigger as we go along. Like I've got it thin, the width of the bunny hatch up there. And then we're going to make it bigger as it comes along, as it comes toward us. And I drew this great curve. And by great, I mean isn't everything I do fabulous. By great, I mean large. So you can see the curve. Shoop. I drew it like that. And now we're going to take our big fat pen and we're going to draw grass. And we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to draw dots and lines. Okay, like that. The grass is unkept. It's a little bit of a mess, so we can make it however we want. Dots and dashes with lines up like that. Dots and dashes with lines up, because grass grows poop up like that. Dots and dashes. See what I'm doing? Look at that. A little crazy like grass is. We're kind of looking down at it, but we're not in the way I'm drawing it. You just do the best you can do. I've been drawing this for a long time, so it's a little bit easier for me. So now we've got the path that he's running on. And, I mean, we could make hatch marks so that we know that it's dirt, but I'm not going to worry about it. You know what I think I want to do is bring this curve up a little bit. Because this would come out to a road. Let's say Jack starts running down a road. Let me do that. We're going to cut that little corner off. We've made that curve, like a really big J. Let's cut that curve off, just like that. Cut that corner off, rather. Now you could take this, because this is scrap paper, you could take this and glue it to some thicker piece of paper, another piece of paper, to make it flat, probably more durable. I'm not going to worry about it, because this is just for play. Okay. Thought maybe we'd have enough time to start another project, but I've been talking a lot today, so I'm not going to do that. Plus I've been fixing and refixing and thinking and rethinking, and I've been doing a lot of work. Chatting about bullying, how it affects you, or how it can affect you. It can make you worry. It can make you sad. Oops. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, I'm going to put my eraser down because that keeps bending. Okay. Whoops, come on. Bullying, harassment, belittling, anger. It can make you, like I said, it can make you worry. Sometimes it makes people so very sad they can't, oh my God, they can't talk. Look at this. Oh. Don't forget, my desk is at an angle, so this is just going to keep happening. Oh my God. My desk is at a really big angle. So it's a challenge getting things to stand up unless I put glue on the bottom of them. I could put glue on them. All right, so bullying can make the recipient of the bullying sad. Excuse me, it can make... Okay, glue stick, come here. There. You are staying put, because I can't. No more. Little flower pots. There. Okay. Now they're staying. So we've got all our little flower pots. I'm going to put you right there. Right there. It's the kind of thing that would have made me so angry a few years ago. I don't think it's funny. Okay, so it can make you worry. It can make you distant. It can make people go inside because it's the only safe place. It can make them apprehensive. Bullying Bullying, whether it's from an adult or a child, can make people be fearful, not just of the bully, but of everything. After a while, it takes its toll. Or in some people, it actually makes them kind of happy. It's a strange thing, but it does make them, it makes them happy. And then they, it's like a guide on how to treat other people. So you can see whatever you want in this illustration. You can see maybe just a bunch of bunnies standing around. You can see whatever you want. I just wanted to address, why I wanted to do this particular part of the illustration. And there's Jack running away to go find a safe space. He's angry and he's running away with a silly hoodie on. There we go. We did it. We did it. We made another diorama. Okay, there it is. All right, done. I'm going to call it quits for today, okay? And in another video, we'll probably do another house. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. This little foot. Jack, your little foot. Make up your own story about this. Maybe you leave him out. Maybe you leave this bunny out. Maybe you leave this bunny out or that bunny. But see if you can write your own story about it, or a poem. That's what my books are about, is about the viewer looking into the story and seeing something of themselves and then addressing it, writing it. I don't have words in my books. I want it to be so that the viewer is writing the book in their language, with a teacher, with a librarian, with a therapist, with an adult, with a parent, with anybody. Maybe with other kids. You make this and then you write the scene, like a play or a movie. Anyway, there we go. Okay. That's it. Gonna go drink some more water or some more tea or something, okay? All right. Ciao, you guys. See you again soon. Ciao. Oops, my finger. Whoops.